Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is David Russell, David Russell Show. Today is March 27th. It's a Friday morning, and it looks like maybe this government partial shutdown, or at least for the TSA agents, might be over. But here's the problem. It looks like what has been done is this problem, which was a stranglehold for travelers, has been traded for border security and ICE. Now, I've got a solution to fix this and to stop this garbage that keeps happening ever so often. And what's happening is, let's be perfectly clear, this is Democrats holding our employees' paychecks hostage to try to get what they want. Now, that's a pretty big, nasty situation, and it needs to be called out for just what it is. It is Democrats trying to inflict pain to try to make sure they get whatever their liberal stance are. And it's a pretty nasty one because they're wanting to stop legal operations to remove people from America that came in here illegally, and it's causing crimes. But that's a whole different story. Here's the solution that I want to come up with. First of all, I wish Trump does 99.99% of the stuff right, and he thinks faster than most people. But every once in a while, somebody like me or you comes up with an idea and saying, oh, I wish Trump would do this. Now, I wish that instead of them signing this bill, that he would have put an executive order in under national security. Transportation is a national emergency issue. And here's what this executive order should be. The government will give a payday loan at 0% interest to every employee that's getting hurt by this shutdown. Now, what this would be is whatever their pay was supposed to be, they would get a check from the government for that amount, minus, of course, the taxes taken out of. But the goal is they would not be hurt $1, because that's not fair. That some, these senators and congressmen that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars and making millions of dollars on something else is telling somebody that's making a normal living, oh, you can't have your pay because of we're doing this, and if you got rent or groceries to buy, big deal. And meanwhile, they're getting driven around in chauffeured limousines. But here's the thing. If you did this payday loan, government payday, no interest loan, soon as the shutdown's over, whatever the paychecks would be would go straight to that loan. So those employees didn't miss a single pay. They didn't miss a single dollar. Now, as I said, it sounds like this morning that Congress and Senate's worked out a deal, and Trump, of course, will have to sign it because, people are, the traveling public is getting hurt badly because they're having to get to airports 4 and 5 hours ahead of time, stand on their feet, and just go through this ridiculous thing just because Democrats. But here's my answer. After you sign it, then do the same thing I was talking about for ICE and for border security agents. That way, they will not be hurt. And we can just tell the Democrats, basically like what Limbaugh used to say, go pound sand. And that's what it would be, because at some time this would have to get resolved. They would have to get their pay, their back pay, and this would be simple. Now, my father worked for the government back in the 90s, and this would happen ever so often in the first Bush administration because Democrats was wanting tax increase on the rich. Same old song, new day. And it wasn't as long, but I remember him saying, well, it's like a paid vacation for him. Like in that situation, they would send them home and then pay them for the back pay. So it was just more political chaos. Now, I wanted to get this podcast out to talk about this idea. I don't know President Trump. Been to a rally, never met him. Be nice to meet him. Hopefully, maybe get to meet him at the Texas convention. I hope he comes. But I'm hoping somebody can get this podcast to him. How can we get it to him? Share it everywhere. Tell people this is a good idea. We need to take this ammo out of the Democrat playbook. Just like on this voter ID situation. They have ammo that they use, and it's usually a nasty, corrupt thing. We have to find ways to disarm them, and put everything on a level playing field. Because if it's on a level playing field, we win. I believe 70% of America is not the insane left that you see on TV. It's just TV likes to promote the worst of the worst because it gets eyeballs. You know, normal people, they're normal. You don't get eyeballs. Please like, subscribe, share. This is something important. We need to get this out. Thank you for watching, and I'll have some more podcasts out for you very soon.